Hi everyone, welcome to our app called Event Buddy. We are a team of 4 people and our team name is Potato Pickers. I'll hand over to Paulina to briefly explain what our app does.
Hi, Event Buddy is a mobile app for people who are going to music festivals and who want to find some like-minded people to hang out with. So they can go to the app and message to those people and organize some preparations and see each other on the festival. Mandeep will show you an app and tell you more.
Thank you, Paulina. So if we go through our user journey, as a user, they're able to log into our app. They can then view their profile, which will allow them to add interests, so they can help interact with other people using the app. They can see events near themselves using the geolocation. So, for example, we have the Kaleidoscope Festival. We can join the event. We can see the message board if there are any existing message threads. This one doesn't have any at the moment. We can also see who's going to the event. Again, no one's actually joined up to this event at the moment, so there are no people going. If we go back, we can also search for events by name. So, for example, Tortuga, which is the Tortuga Music Festival. We search for that. Again, we can see, we can join the event. We can see the message board. We can see existing message threads, which will allow us to type in a new message and submit it. So, for example, this user may need 2 tickets and really wants to go to this event. They can also see message replies to existing threads. If they exit that, go back to the event details, they can again see who's going. So we can connect with people that are going. Once you've connected with them and go to the buddies tab, you'll be able to see them as a buddy and you can view their profile and see their interests. That concludes our app demonstration. I'll now hand over to Theo, who will talk about the tech stack.
Thanks, Mandeep. So we knew from the start we wanted our app to be a mobile app so people could use it while they're currently at a festival or an event to find people to hang out with. So we decided to use React Native for our front end. We used Expo to help set that up and to streamline features like getting location permission. That included the Expo Go app, which allowed us to scan a QR code and get the app running on our phones really quickly, and some dev tools for styling and testing. To organize the app, we used React Navigation. We used the tab navigation feature for our bottom tabs, and each of those had a stack of screens within it, which allowed us to use the phone's back button to navigate back through our previous screens. We had our front-end API functions. Some of them made calls to the Ticketmaster Discovery API, which was our events list, and we were able to filter that by location and by keyword using the API. We also had some other API functions that made calls to AWS Lambda functions we set up. These each represented one endpoint of our API, and they had their own URL. They are JavaScript functions using the AWS SDK, and they interact with DynamoDB, which is our NoSQL database. And I'll pass you over to Farishta to talk about some of the hurdles and problems we faced.
Thank you very much. So one of the biggest hurdles initially we faced was choosing which project to do. And because we as students were always given instructions, mini projects, loads of detail, suddenly the endless variety was a bit overwhelming. However, we split into 2 teams and created ideas individually and then came together to vote, which helped to overcome this hurdle. The second biggest hurdle was Amazon Web Services. And for example, console logs took an average of 4 minutes to appear, as well as figure out Lambda functions was time consuming as well when spiking. And if we could go back, we would search all the services in more detail, because halfway through, we also realized some of the services would cost after the 12-month free trial. I'll hand over to Mandeep.
Thank you, Farishta. So what we're most proud of are two things, really. One is building a full stack app in a small group within a short space of time. And the second thing is incorporating AWS into the app. AWS is very on trend at the moment. And we were able to incorporate it into the app, as Theo said, using Lambda functions and DynamoDB tables. So it's a great skill to have, and it was a great experience to learn about them. So That concludes our presentation. Thank you very much for watching and listening wherever you may be.